Are CS2 skins a smart buy, or are you just gambling with digital pixels that could vanish tomorrow? I've personally made more money trading CS2 items than from my traditional stock portfolio over the last decade, but that doesn't mean it's safe. So today, we're breaking down the real risks by taking a look at market performance, as well as the infrastructure and legal print by Valve and third-party marketplaces to answer this important question. Let's start with the facts. The CS2 economy has grown substantially over the past 10 years. Nowadays, many people use tools like the price empire market cap to gauge the state of the economy, but it's important to understand one fundamental flaw. It doesn't account for skins consumed in trade-ups. That means, for example, that if we used $500 worth of COVID skins to trade up for a $250 knife, the market cap would actually incorrectly increase by $250, even though in reality, $250 of value should have been removed. This has become especially relevant after knife trade-ups were introduced. Still, even with this caveat, we can observe a general upward trend over recent years. And if you ignore the market cap entirely and just examine Steam market demand over time, most items have indeed appreciated in value. So what's actually driving demand? Before we continue, this video's sponsor, SkinSwap, is giving you a skin worth up to $50 entirely for free whenever you do your first trade and use my referral code. If you want to refresh your loadout, you can trade your skins for brand new ones in just a couple of seconds. Plus, the new Chinese markets feature lets you purchase cheap skins from Chinese sites directly without the need for a Chinese ID or bank account. They accept deposits via crypto, MasterCard, and Visa. If you need to cash out, SkinSwap makes that simple too with instant sell options to PayPal or crypto. On top of that, they run free daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways with the chance to earn extra tickets simply by trading. Use my link or referral code for a 3% lifetime sales bonus and a free skin worth up to $50. Big thanks to SkinSwap for supporting the channel. Certainly, one of the factors is the increasing player base. If you look at the SteamDB chart, we can see notable increases around 2015 when the esports scene was rapidly expanding and the skin economy was first gaining traction. Then 2020 when the pandemic locked everyone indoors, and 2023 with the release of CS2. Perfect World brought Counter-Strike to China in 2017, though adoption there took some time to ramp up. Right now, player counts appear higher than ever, though I'd be curious to know how much bot farms are inflating these numbers. It's a question worth keeping in mind when evaluating the real player base. But it's not just player count driving prices. There's serious capital flowing into this ecosystem from multiple sources. The esports scene has seen massive investment from entities like the Saudi Public Investment Fund, pumping money into organizations and tournaments. This keeps professional player salaries high, and many of these pros are known for collecting high-tier skins. Beyond CS professionals, there are famous athletes like Neymar Jr. and Lando Norris, to name just a few, racking up extensive inventories themselves. There's also an interesting dynamic happening with crypto investors. Following cryptocurrency's recent volatility and downturns, a portion of that speculative capital appears to be rotating into CS2 skins as an alternative asset class. These are people already comfortable with high-risk digital assets, looking for the next opportunity. The Chinese market is also a huge factor nowadays. Chinese players have developed a strong affinity for skins, and they represent one of the primary demand drivers globally. Finally, there's a demographic shift that's often overlooked. Many of us who started playing Counter-Strike as teenagers a decade ago are now in our 20s and 30s with full-time careers and disposable income. We're not only financially capable of spending thousands on in-game items, we're also psychologically acclimatized to it. We grew up in this ecosystem and understand its value proposition, even if others think it's crazy. Of course, I want to quickly mention that this is not professional financial advice. CS2 skins are virtual items and can be highly volatile. Please always do your own further research and consider your financial position before making any decisions. So with that said, how can we keep our items safe? The most crucial is the Steam Mobile Authenticator, which provides two-factor authentication and alerts for suspicious activity. Use a strong, unique password, and never enter your Steam login credentials directly on third-party platforms. Always log into steamcommunity.com first, then sites will display an authorization message to connect your account. Even then, stay vigilant. Disable your API key if you don't actively use it, and store your backup recovery codes somewhere secure offline. However, here's where things get uncomfortable, and maybe the most important part of this entire discussion. Even if the items are stored safely on your account, they're technically not really yours. As stated in the Steam subscriber agreement, all CS2 skins are Valve-owned intellectual property. They're only licensed to you, and Valve can alter or revoke that license at any time. You do not own your skins, period. Unlike stocks, which are legally registered in your name, or cryptocurrency, which can be stored in an offline hardware wallet, your entire inventory could theoretically disappear at Valve's discretion. If you were to get hacked, you may or may not receive any assistance from Steam. Valve maintains a legal position that skins have no real-world monetary value, since they can only be officially purchased on the Steam community market using Steam wallet funds, which despite appearing next to a dollar sign, legally hold no cash value. These transactions don't constitute real money purchases in Valve's interpretation. Of course, many people sell skins via external trading platforms. However, Valve also explicitly states that any third-party sites can be terminated at any time. It's their intellectual property after all. Even if you successfully cash out to a third-party site like CS2 for example, there's another layer of risk. Their terms of service clearly state that balances hold no value outside their platform and should not be treated as cash. So even if you sell externally, you could encounter the same fundamental problem at any stage. For instance, if your account was terminated for any reason, you'd forfeit all funds here too. To be clear, I'm not suggesting CS2 isn't providing an excellent service. I've used it for years without issues. I'm simply highlighting these terms so you can make the most informed decisions possible. Given all these risks, is buying CS2 skins actually worth it? Well, let's compare its performance to traditional alternatives like stocks and cryptocurrency to see why so many still think so. As an example, I own S&P 500 stocks, a pretty stock standard, no pun intended, ETF investment, and Bitcoin. Over the last 5 years, data from Curvo suggests the S&P has returned 104%. An annualized return of 15.3%. Bitcoin has done 359%, averaging 35.6% per year. Some of my CS2 investments, for example, the glove case, have also done over 300% returns between the 1st of January 2020 and 1st of January 2025, clearly outperforming the S&P by a significant margin. One of the most impressive graphs is from a study published in October 2025, which analyzed diversified portfolios from a number of asset classes against both CS2 skins and cases between 2015 and 2025. While skins averaged 22% per annum growth, cases did 66.9%, significantly outperforming gold and stocks. Of course, keep in mind that past performance does not indicate future results. The CS2 market also experiences extreme volatility, perhaps more in 2025 than any previous year. We saw crazy individual item pumps like the EG Hollow, or numerous 8K and M4 skins. We saw large spikes after removals, like for the Armory collections, the Anubis package, or drop pool rotations, and for covert skins after gold trade-ups were introduced. For example, I bought a number of MP7 fades about a month ago for $10, and sold them today for over $30 after the Inferno collection was discontinued. To make plays like this, it takes a good understanding of the market, making informed, educated guesses, and a bit of luck on the side of Valve. Nothing is guaranteed. The flip side has also been brutal. We saw massive crashes in July with trade protection, and in October for most knives and gloves after the trade-up change. Some cases haven't done too well over recent months either, but if you zoom out, are still up over the last year overall. And don't get me started on trade-up fillers. Rest in peace, Train 2013. So how safe is CS2 investing? My honest answer, not very safe at all. You don't actually own the items like other assets. They're almost certainly not insurable like traditional investments. There's no company balance sheet to analyze, just the occasional patch note if we're lucky. It's a largely unregulated space that Valve can modify in any way at any time without warning. Plus, it relies on the game seeing consistent growth in demand for skins, which could be impacted by many, even external factors. But on the other hand, it also has presented some huge opportunities for me over the last decade. The volatility, which some try to shy away from, could be embraced here with a small portion of your capital. There's potential for growth and loss in short time periods, but the more you learn and study the market, the better understanding you'll have. I personally believe Valve is incentivized to keep the third-party marketplaces operational. Why? Because the only reason anyone is willing to spend tens of thousands on cases or purchase any high-value skins at all is the trust that they'll be able to resell those items in the future. If that trust evaporates, so will a significant portion of Valve's revenue. It will be interesting to see how the CS2 economy evolves in the years to come, but for now, only spend what you're willing to lose and understand what you're getting yourself into by spending money on virtual items that could disappear at any moment. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and if you want to learn about one of the best investing strategies I'm currently using, check out this video next. Thanks for watching and take care of yourselves.